Yes, people. So here we are back at Braintree, where Braintree says no, especially after the assault against a woman the other day. Many memories. Here we go. The crowd is forming. The banner is there. Make sure you join the line. Thank you, cameraman. Mate, what do you reckon of this? What do you reckon of that? And he's an Arsenal fan. And he's an Arsenal fan.
Sorry, right?
That's not older and older. Then she just went down, then down. Phil, I like you. Back and change. Braintree says no. 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 It's over the world.
And
At my age, I've not said to him. We don't want them. If you didn't, I do apologise. Great Britain.
Of course.
I will be with we grew up in Braintree. Right? They were safe.
I grew up in London. I moved out of Clacton.
Okay, but
Fucking getting them down there and all. Got HMOs in Clacton as well now. Tanks everywhere. Oh no.
My mate said to me the other day, I grew up here, went to take a bus school, she went, Vicky, she went, don't you dare get home.
I used to come down here about 5 years ago for beers now.
Yeah, how old are you? I'm about the same age.
I'm fucking 54.
And my mum's probably seen on the news. You're not on the news.
I'm not on the news
If you
now.
report anything, report it good about me. Make me look good.
Alright. All here for the same reason.
Yeah, we are all the same reason. My mate said to me, Vicky, you can't go home, but I grew up here. Listen,
It's alright, I used to live in fucking Dagenham. I've just driven down from Clacton.
I grew up in Braintree.
Yeah.
Right, but we've come from Sudbury. Right, Suffolk.
Oh no, yeah.
This is massive.
Colchester this morning, there was fucking loads of them getting off the boat.
Do you mind if I do it again?
Yeah, go for it. Braintree says no. Slim.
Mate, you carry on as you are, mate. You're doing good.
You get knocked down. I'll get up again. Straight me down.
Who's straight? Who's straight? Who's straight? Who's straight? Who's straight? Who's straight? Send them home! Send them home! Remove the boat!
Save our kids!
Save our kids!
Save our kids!
Move forward, guys, so you're not near the stands. Come forward. Come forward, guys.
Move it up again.
I'd just like to say a massive thank you to you all for coming today. I know we've got people that have come from Newcastle, people that have come from Cambridge, and that should be, you know, an example to people that this is happening all over the country. And for anyone that hasn't been part of these protests before or are visiting the market today, I'd just like to make something very clear. We're not far right, we're not racist. You have nothing to fear about us being here. We are executing the right of freedom of speech, okay? We are allowed to stand here. We are allowed to stand here and speak our truth about our town. And if that makes people feel uncomfortable, I'm sorry, but I don't care. What I care about is the women and girls in this town that are being affected by the illegal immigration that is creeping into this town. Everybody would like us to believe the incidents are not happening. They also want to tell you, oh, you need to worry about British men. I'm sorry, we know that, but this is an imported risk that we did not ask for. If some of you are not aware, on Thursday, a lady in this town went to the charity shop down there because some illegal men were stealing. The ladies went in to protect the other lady because she felt intimidated. Another lady stood opposite on the road and she put her camera out because she felt scared. She walked to the door and the migrant male ran at her and attacked her, right? She has a massive bruise to her chest and sprained arm. Anyone that thinks that's okay because a woman pulls out a camera to record an incident has something mentally wrong with them. In this country, we are recorded at every opportunity. When you walk into a supermarket, you're recorded. When the police turn on their cameras, you're recorded. We have cameras at the bus station. If you don't like it, you know where you can go. And the sheer audacity of that man telling us that we need to go to work. You're in this country, you go to work. What I want to say though, is how proud I am of the community that come to that lady's aid. You had pensioners running at this man, pulling him back from attacking her further. What does that say say when you've got pensioners saving women? More people need to find the courage to speak out. Stop worrying about your jobs, because if you don't, people are going to get further hurt, and it's not acceptable. We've got legal migrants in our group, people who have come here legally, who cherish this country, who pay their taxes, and they've had enough, and you're going to be hearing from a few people today about their own experiences. There are some crimes that are going on in this town that are being buried. You may have seen an arrest video come out from Mount Road. Now, following that, the police released a statement to confirm that a rape had taken place in a HMO of a teenage girl. Do you think that you would all know about that if I didn't put that arrest video out? No, you wouldn't have done. Now, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to say anything that's going to affect these poor girls' cases. But I have been speaking to the victims' families, and I can tell you they are not happy. They are not happy at all, because this could have been avoided. There were brave people living in that road who have reported that HMO for antisocial behaviour. You even had a man that was wanted from the base who didn't show up to court, that was in the back garden. He went up to the police in the street and said, "This man is in this garden." Do you know what they said? "Sorry mate, we're on a call, you'll have to call 999. That's not okay. And I'm not having a go at the police here, because it's what they're getting told from above. But I'm making it very clear, I'm not going to shut up about serious crime that's happening to girls in this town. I'm not having a grooming gang starting in this town, right? I'm not having it. Women, men and young girls contact me all the time because they're scared. They're contacting me. This isn't right. They should feel comfortable to go to the police. They should be comfortable to tell the council what's going on. It shouldn't be happening like this. What world do we live in where people are now not feeling like they can go to the police to report crime? It's just madness. A lot of local people fear that are worried that their fears are not being taken seriously. And I'm sorry, I don't think they are. I don't think people are listening. Anybody writes online, they get gaslit. They get told it's lies. Do you know what? It's not lies. It's happening. Look around you.
Racist.
The whole town is changing. People are not coming
You're
here.
racist. As soon as you say anything, you're racist.
We're making progress though, and we're forcing conversations that never have happened before. James cleverly had to release a statement about the rape at Mount Road. It was a bit of a pathetic one though, I must say, James. And why haven't you met with the victims' families? Stop telling Kemi she's got to speak to them. Get off your arse and meet them yourself. We're not going to stop speaking for this community. I'm going to keep speaking out, and I encourage others to do the same. You speak to people, you tell your neighbours, you tell your friends, and you come along and you stand together with us, because we will protect you. You are not doing anything wrong about speaking out about illegal immigration. It's not racist to say we don't want unvetted men here. We can't have a successful country if it's built on people who break the law. All these legal migrants who are paying thousands of pounds to come and live here are not being treated as well as the migrants are in the Wethersfield base. They don't get all these lovely activities that they get, do they? They don't get break dancing lessons. I mean, that's ridiculous. They don't get art therapy, nothing like that. So why are we not cherishing the skilled workers? Although, some of you need to get educated, because there's a guy called Procurement Files on X, and he's been exposing the businesses who actually allow to have skilled workers come in. Would you like to know what some of these skilled workers are?
Pizza cookers.
Vape shops. Candy shops. Does that shock anyone? No. We all know about the barbers, but there are a few barbers in this town that are legit, I will say. Anyway, I want to just finish off by saying you are not alone. You probably struggle with your mental health at times. You look around and you think, what the hell is happening? And you think, am I going mentally unwell at what is happening in this town? No, you're not. You're logical people. So just remember, when people gaslight you, it's because they're scared. You're challenging everything they've ever known. You're challenging the legislation. You're challenging the establishment. You're challenging everything you ever knew. And it's very difficult. For some people, they get so scared of that. But people who are strong stand up, because others will follow. Thank you. I'd like to introduce our first speaker, a man who has dedicated much of his time and energy to raising awareness of issues that affect some of the most vulnerable people in our society. As one of the founders of Together for the Children, Phil Hickin has worked tirelessly to bring people together around a shared belief that children deserve protection, support and a voice. His commitment to this cause has inspired many people to get involved, speak out and stand alongside victims and survivors. Please give a warm welcome to Phil. Where are you, Phil? Here he is.
Hello everyone, great turnout. I stand here today not as a public figure, not as someone looking for attention, but as an ordinary British man, a dad, a granddad, who is deeply concerned about what is happening to our communities, our communities and our country. People in towns like Braintree are being told to stay quiet. We're told not to question anything, but when hundreds of undocumented men are brought into local areas, people have a right to ask questions. Who are they? What checks have they been carried out? What safeguarding is in place? And who is protecting the local community, especially women and children? Those are not hateful questions, they are common sense questions. The truth is, people are worried, parents are worried, grandparents are worried, communities feel ignored, dismissed and labelled every time they speak up. But standing here today proves something important. Ordinary people are no longer willing to stay silent. And that is exactly why the Football Lads Together for the Children campaign exists. Because our movement is not about hate. It's about protection. It's about safeguarding. It's about standing up for our children and demanding accountability from those in power. Too many survivors of abuse, grooming and exploitation have spent years feeling ignored by the very systems that were supposed to protect them. Too many families feel abandoned. Too many questions remain unanswered. Together for the Children was built to give these people a voice. On the 26th of September in London, survivors will stand in front of the country and tell their stories of pain, betrayal and failure by the authorities. That takes courage most people could never imagine. And instead of listening to them, people try to shut these conversations down. Well, enough is enough. Wanting safe communities is not extremism. Wanting proper safeguarding is not racism. And wanting answers from those in power does not make ordinary people hateful. We are here because we care. We are here because we refuse to look the other way. And we are here because our grandchildren and our children deserve better. This country belongs to decent people who want safe streets, strong communities and a future where children can grow up protected and not forgotten. So keep speaking, keep standing together and never be frightened to raise your voices for the next generation. Together we are stronger. I just want to say what a great job this young lady's doing. I support her from day one and I'll always be here. We just need more people out. So listen, next time, get your friends, bring your kids, bring everyone. We've got to get behind Misha. She's doing, she's working tirelessly for this community. So, big hand for Misha, yeah?
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you, boss.
And I hope everyone will go to that protest in September, because I think it's really important that we stand for all survivors, not just survivors from immigrants, but from the British people too. We need to protect the most vulnerable. My next speaker is a woman who has shown incredible strength in the face of unimaginable loss. Marie Heath is the mother of Lee Heath, whose life was tragically taken. No parent should ever have to endure such heartbreak. Yet Marie has found the courage to speak out, honour her son's memory and share her story with others. Today she joins us not only as a grieving mother, but as someone determined to ensure that Lee is never forgotten. Please give her a very warm and loving welcome.
I remember this lady from before. Now some people, you might remember this lady from our last.
Hello. Me today as a mum, a grandmother.
Oh, I don't need no money, mate.
Sorry.
He's
I'm
coming to
here
give me a
today as a
score.
mum, a grandmother, and
I'll get the other
almost
half
a
and it'll all right.
great-grandmother in the next couple of years. My story started 15 years ago. My son moved to Germany with his fiancée, legally and working legally. 4 immigrants in Germany murdered my son. They was working illegally in a club. We got no help from the government in this country. What worries me is I see what's happening here today is what happened to me in Germany 15 years ago. I worry for my children, my grandchildren, who lives with me, and he goes to local clubs and pubs in Braintree, Chelmsford. So open your eyes, realise what's happening to our country, and if you're illegal, not illegal, welcome. You want to work and help this country, absolutely fine. But please, I'm not here today to stir up any trouble. I just want you to say, protect your families. Speak out, be brave and speak up. I've had this for 15 years now, where nobody cares. No government, no societies, we're on our own. So believe me, protect your children. Use care. And I'd like to thank Michelle and all the ladies in the group who've helped me so much. Please, just look after your families.
Now we remember this lady from a protest before, when we first introduced her.
Now Marie's really
about
brave. I just want to
what
add one thing
in
to that.
Germany.
The Foreign Office only went out to Germany once, right? She was going out for months on end to this court case, and they flew out once. And do you know why they went out? Because Channel 4 were there filming. They tossed her away and did not care about Lee, but we care about Lee and we care about her. We will stand with her and we will make sure that Lee is never forgotten. And we will make sure that all the victims of illegal migrants will not be forgotten. I don't know if any of you saw the UTK rally when Siobhan White was speaking about her daughter Rhiannon. Keir Starmer hasn't even said her daughter's name. She's written to him and she's been ignored. Is that acceptable? No. She was a British national going to work and she was killed. She leaves behind her son. She was killed by a man that should have never been in this country in the first place. Her death could have been avoided. There was no reason why she should have been killed. And that should have been a massive outcry in that situation. A vulnerable lady going to work. It could happen to any one of us. And we are just a statistic. They do not care. Like with Marie, once the Foreign Office. It's not acceptable. People should have the support from their own government when something truly horrific happens to them that could have been avoided. We need to start holding people in government account. You need to literally bombard your MP. James Cleverly, look, okay? I'm bombarding him. He still won't meet with me. And it's not right. He is paid a salary. He's been elected into power. Exactly. These people do not represent us because they are privileged people. They live behind gated communities. They have no idea what it's like to be a taxpayer like us. you know, hard-working people who are worried about this imported risk that's happening to us. I would like, however, to talk about Richard, who is from Advance. Now, anyone from any political party is welcome at our protests. It doesn't matter what view you have, because everybody here may vote differently. But anyone that wants to come and listen to us and stand with us should have that opportunity. And Richard, from the very beginning, has supported people in this town. He supported me many years ago when I was the victim of migrant crime, and he was actually running for reform at the time. But he was the only person that gave me support and had real empathy. Now, Richard has spent his life serving his country, first as a Royal Marine Commando and now through his work in politics and campaigning. Richard has not been afraid to speak his mind or stand up for what he believes in. He's the National Director of Advance UK. He's become a strong voice on issues that matter to people across the country. He has real passion and commitment and a deep sense of duty. And like I said, he continually shows up for people in this town. So please give him a massive round of applause. And he's wearing a suit and absolutely baking.
He wants to look the part, you see.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, a suit was definitely a bad idea today. But, you know, what an absolutely glorious day. We've got the sunshine, we've got patriotic people that care deeply about this country and are doing something about it by turning up here today. Now, I had the privilege and honour of going around and speaking to a number of people before I came up here. And what I found is that these are decent, hard-working people that care about this country, they care about the direction of travel that this country is taking, and they're witnessing what's happening and they're wanting to take some positive action for the betterment of this country. Now, I've been doing some reading, particularly the dictionary, the one that Keir Starmer uses, and according to that dictionary, that labels everyone here as far-right thugs, apparently. Well, if that's the definition of what he wants to do, and that's the label he wants to give us, then I say we wear it as a badge of honour, and I know that I'm in good company here today. It's interesting, folks, though, isn't it? It's interesting how they want to demonise us and vilify us and label us in such a way. They want to do that, essentially, because in their eyes, we've committed the crime of noticing. The crime of noticing what's going on, the crime of noticing the demographic replacement of everyone in this country, the crime of noticing our women and girls being raped on an industrial scale, the crime of noticing how our sons, husbands, brothers are being stabbed and left to die in the streets, such as Henry Noah. And people are fed up with that. We're fed up with that and we want to take a stand, and that's why they want to demonise us, that's why they want to vilify us. Now, who here saw the United Kingdom rally? Who here went to the United Kingdom rally?
Yes.
Brilliant, well done. They don't want you to turn up to places like that. They don't want you to turn up to places like this today. But it's so important that we do turn up, because this is how we make our voices heard. This is how we send that message back to Keir Starmer and whoever replaces him, because it will be exactly the same. This is how we do that. We stick together and we make our voices known with our feet by turning up to places like this, like the United Kingdom rally, like other places that we've got in Crowper that's doing the same sort of things. So keep coming. But I also want to echo what the last speaker said, was what Shell's doing. What Shell's doing with these rallies. It's not easy to do this. It's actually very difficult to put your head up above the parapet, to organise things like this, to get the speakers and to sing out what's going on in this community. And she did that on a global stage, not just for the United Kingdom, not just for the United Kingdom, but specifically for Braintree. So well done to Shelley, and please keep doing it. Now, as Shelley said, I'm a member of Advance UK, I'm the National Director, and we care deeply about what's happening as well. We're taking that stand. But I'm also a veteran, and whenever I'm afforded the platform of being able to speak to people, thank you. Yeah. Whenever I'm afforded the platform to come and speak to people, I often try to remind everybody about the sacrifices that people have made, specifically in the World War I, World War II, and all the subsequent conflicts since. That was a culture war, make no mistake about it. They were fighting for our freedoms, the freedoms today that Keir Starmer and the rest of them are stamping all over. It's important that we uphold that privileged burden, that responsibility, to ensure that we honour that sacrifice, and that we do everything we can to protect those freedoms that people paid such a high price for, by turning up today And by turning up to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, we're honouring that sacrifice. We're keeping that alive, and we're ensuring those freedoms are protected. So thank you so much for everyone for coming today, and thank you, Shelley.
Thank you. Right, our next speaker is someone who has become a strong voice in our community and for women. She's fearless, determined, and always willing to stand up for what she believes in. She's inspired many people through her ability to defend and protect the vulnerable. She might be small, but she's certainly loud. Let's give a warm welcome to Amanda. She's been on Talk TV quite a lot. She's very good.
What was you?
Thought it was her for a minute.
Oh yeah.
Thought it was Tina.
Hello everyone. Sorry, I haven't prepared anything, so bear with me.
Bring out the
I was
gift.
going to talk about fashion tips, and then I thought perhaps you would be interested. So, what I want to say is that migration, illegal or legal, without integration, isn't working. It's just not working. And I would be just as concerned if there were gangs of unemployed, sexually active age, fit young men who are white hanging around this town. The devil will make work for idle hands. What are they going to do? How many of you remember there'd be a gang of lads that were always a bother in the club or the pub, and yet if you met them on their own, they were lovely boys. But when they're together, they get up to no good. And bringing them into this town, 200 and 300 on a Thursday, with nothing to do, is asking for trouble. Now you think you want the airbase closed? Yeah, but what we mean is re-migrate them, send them home. Not close the base and put in HMO. In an HMO, no one can hear you scream. You can't drag a child or a woman back past the security at a base or a hotel, but in an HMO, you know what kids are like. Would you like some pub? Would you like a bottle of whiskey? Come with me. There's no security. It's ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. And as for Care for Calais, don't get me started. If they want to do lunches and lessons and this, that and the other to these people every Thursday, go and do it at the bloody base. I used to go up there, there's plenty of facilities. Don't bring them into this town and let them wander around, shoplifting, whatever else, and attacking people because they're filming you while you're shoplifting. I'm sorry if she invaded your privacy and you thought you had a right to privacy whilst intimidating a shop worker, but that's the way it goes. Louder. I can't believe you can't hear me. I've been told to shut up my whole life. Anyway, Braintree, thank you ever so much for listening to me, and thank you, Shell, for everything you do. I've got a lot of friends who've got a lot of opinions on all that's going on in this country, and they cannot speak because of threats of losing their jobs, losing family members. We are being silenced. Not me. I'll never shut up. Ask anyone who's met me. My brother once said, if love was deaf instead of blind, my sister might have got married. Thank you all for coming. Have a great day.
Well done, Amanda. So before I move on to the next speaker, just to let you know, we have a women's only group that's in a local hall, which kindly they give to us for free. So we get together normally every month, women only, biological women only. And we get together, we have a tea, coffee, biscuit, we have a little chat. It's not scaremongering, it's just a chance for women to voice how they're feeling, for us to discuss how they can report crime. That's crime of all kinds, not just from illegal migrants. We're talking about anything, including domestic violence. Now, also we hand out alarms. There is people that have alarms today that have been donated from the community. So if anybody wants an alarm, this lady at the front here has them. so please make it known. And this lady here, they will give you an alarm which has totally been donated by the community. Somebody who wishes to remain anonymous but regularly donates large numbers of alarms, which is lovely. And for those people that criticise the alarms and have an issue with it, what is the problem with somebody holding an alarm which mentally makes them feel more safe? What should be wrong with that? Nothing. Yeah, exactly. And with these women's events, we have found that women have become more strong. So they're still going to the town. Because there's so many women that won't come to the town on Thursdays. I mean, how many women here feel scared on a Thursday? Right? Now, this is because Care for Calais hold events at the Salvation Army. The Salvation Army is a good charity. They've done a lot for this community. However, they are actively ignoring all of us at every opportunity. I've written to them 3 times, just saying, look, I'm not telling you to close your event, but could you reduce the number? It's alarming to see hundreds of men getting off the bus and going to that event. If we had, look today, right, look at all these police, right? Look at the people here. This is probably the same volume of men that come here every Thursday and you can't see a copper anywhere. Right? And I'm sick to my teeth, right, of having people like teachers, NHS workers, council workers contacting me saying they're too scared to tell their employer how they're feeling. You shouldn't have to feel like that. You should be able to tell them that you feel afraid and it should be listened to. Now, Care for Calais are not allowed at Wethersfield Air Base. Do you want to know why? Because when they went in the base, they encouraged migrants to sue the Home Office, right, for unfair conditions. But that base, that was okay for our servicemen and our military police to live in, weren't it? Moth-infested properties that they had to pay thousands of pounds to themselves out of their own pockets. When their men got in there, they had new windows, they had the lovely communal areas updated. It's not right. What about our servicemen? Now, who here heard the rumour that the base was going to be a prison? Who heard that in 2021? Guess what, guys? No official planning went in for that prison. Do you know why? Because they can't build on it because it's got containment issues in the soil. If it gets into the water stream, the prison can't go up, mate. They lied. And do you know why they lied? To get those military police and those service personnel out of their homes. Right? Good families that live there. They were a community because they shared that they worked for this country. They loved this country. They gave up their lives to protect us. And this is how they were repaid. There was children living in that base, 14 of them, that went to the local village school. They had their homes taken from them. They had to leave their school. Their teacher was made redundant. And to what? Facilitate illegal men that come over on this channel, throw their IDs away, and come here and rape and murder our people.
No more! No more!
It breaks my heart, right? This top that I'm wearing today is from the museum, the Wethersfield Museum. Now, they don't align with anything politically. I'm not speaking on their behalf. But what I will say is, they are in a tiny little building in Finchinfield with all of the artefacts and history of that beautiful base. That base that housed our American and British servicemen. All of that lovely rich history is at risk because that is going to have to close. And do you know what the guy in there wants and he's begged for from the Home Office? A war memorial. And they won't give it to him. But they'll give the base to the migrants, the illegal migrants.
Terrible.
It is disgusting. I've written together a proposal which I've tried to get over to the American government because they deserve a war memorial. What is it to ask for a couple of £1,000s to pop a war memorial near Wethersfield to honour the people that served and protected our country? If any of you have time, you must go to the Finchinfield Museum. You need to speak to the people that work in that museum and learn about that base because it is an amazing place And there is so many stories. We had Americans coming over that were actually raised in the base. They'd say, look at that field, that's where I used to play baseball. We had David Bowie go there and perform. It was a really rich place of heritage, and it's being completely destroyed. I mean, you think there is people that were living in that base that fought in Afghanistan, and then the very men that they could have fought are then living in their houses. It's the ultimate betrayal. I could talk about this all day, but what I will say is you really need to look things up, because it's all there waiting for you. I will also say that we had £20,000 from Braintree District Council from the large vessels grant from the Home Office, which is taxpayers' money, but Braintree District Council like to say it's come from the Home Office, but it is taxpayers' money. We had £20,000 allocated for police patrols, reassurance patrols. Guess what, guys? Guess where that money went? To these protests. None of this money is being spent on when their migrants are at the bus stop. The reassurance patrols are for them, not for us. So, people high up in Essex Police, you're going to have to get some funding, and you're going to have to get people at this bus stop. Because if you don't, it won't just be us down there documenting, you're going to get people from all over the country that will come down and film those men. And on Thursdays, when you've got hundreds of them at the Salvation Army, you need police at that door. It will make people feel safe in this community. We should not be changing the way we live to accommodate men that shouldn't be here. I'm the first person to help people. If it was women and children, I would have a different approach. And I know that will offend some people, but I don't care. If it was women and children, I would be different. These are men, right, that are actively choosing to throw their identifications, give themselves a new name, and tell everyone that they were born on the 1st of January. Why are they all lying about their birth dates? Come on. There is something seriously wrong with this situation. Now, our next speaker is someone, along with his team, who puts much of their time, energy and heart into bringing people together. They have a shared sense of pride and purpose with our country's flag. He is one of the founders of Flag Force, and Barry has helped build a movement that has inspired many people to get involved, show their support and stand together. And what I will say is, to the people in this town that filmed them and put them out on the internet and mocked people for their appearance, you should be ashamed of yourself. To mock people for their appearance shows you have an ugly heart. And also, your pathetic little petition about the flags didn't work, did it? These flags are staying, and they're going on our houses, they're going on our cars, because we are proud of our country. Can I just ask, guys, if you could just move to one side because there's a car coming, just so no one gets hurt. Thank you. Who here has got a flag on their house?
Yes.
Anyone?
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't, who are worried you're going to get like a brick through your window, don't even worry about it. It's your country's flag, for Christ's sake. Anyway, here's Barry.
Thank you, Michelle. Haven't said anything yet. Okay, for those that don't know me, my name's Barry Allen, and I run the Flag Force Braintree team. We're a small group, hard-working. Thank you, I'll be a bit louder. So Michelle stole a bit of my thunder. What I wanted to talk about, and it was only a briefing, I've not made any notes. We have a small, determined group in Braintree that really have a problem with the flags, and they've gone out of their way to do everything they possibly can to stop us putting them up, even with their raiding groups in the middle of the night dressed as ninjas. But it hasn't worked, because every time they take them down, we put more up. So just to put it into perspective, we currently have around about 350 flags up and around Braintree. This is singly the most flagged town in the UK. There's not one divisive message in that. We are a union. That's what the union flag is. It represents all of us. So this determined yet small group thought they would have their last hurrah and do a petition. So this petition was put into
Essex County Council, which obviously included Braintree, they only got a few hundred, maybe a couple of thousand signatures. They didn't get many. But they've just had the response, and the response from Braintree and the district and Essex District Council was that unless the flags are causing a problem, i.e. they're dangerous, they're in front of, I don't know, traffic lights or something, or they're not being maintained, they're not going to touch them. So the flags that are up are staying up.
What is the name of that group? What's the name of that group?
Flagpole's Braintree.
The name
What's
of
the name? I don't want to get into that because if I start naming individuals, there's a backlash. And the truth of the matter is we've got plenty of video of them taking them down, but we chose as a team not to go down that road. Thank you. We have a reputation in Braintree, and Flagpole's Braintree particularly, compared to the other teams, because we don't do that thing. We don't video individuals taking them down and make them martyrs. Not martyrs, the other word. Pariahs, there you go. It's late in the day. But the team itself is working hard. We've also got a division now where we're putting flagpoles up on your house. If you've put your name down, bear in mind we've literally got only a couple of people doing this because we need them to have insurance. So the stack of individuals that want flags is getting bigger and bigger. But we will get to all of you and we will put them up. And just so you understand, we're putting a flagpole on your house. You can make a donation. If you can't afford a donation, not a problem. We'll do it for free. But you'll get a flag, and you'll have a choice of either the Union flag or the St George. Because they're the only two flags we're worried about. So, we are doing it differently. Some of the other teams, some of the around the country are a little bit more vocal, a little bit more volatile. We're not into that. We're not into division. We're not into creating an issue. We want everyone involved. They're our flags, it's our country, and it's our country's flag. Yes. On that note, thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers, Barry. I just want to say as well that it isn't just Braintree that gets affected. I've had people reach out to me from Finchinfield who take their horses into the fields, and one in particular is a lady on her own, and she's come down, there's about 6 of them, and they've got in her way. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be that some people are afraid to live their everyday life. And I really think that this country, they need to start taking us seriously. It's unfortunate that we have such a left-wing government that they won't even listen to concerns. You know, why won't they listen to us? Why do they silence us? Why do they call us far right? Why is it racist to say we don't want bad people here? We've got enough of our own. Seriously, we have, haven't we? We've got enough of our own. Also, when the illegal migrants get to the base, they have a half-a-day lesson on how they should treat women. They're told not to congregate in groups. They're told not to approach women or take photos of children and women. Should we really have to teach these men for half a day on this? No. But can you really undo, say, 20, 30 years of brainwashing that women are second class? No, you can't. When the councils or in like a domestic violence do a risk assessment, there is certain risks associated with men when they commit crimes against women. It could be that they've been a victim of crime themselves, whether it's sexual or physical, as a child. It could be that they've witnessed their mother being attacked. It could be down to their environment. But do you know what they don't class? Religion, okay? And I'm sorry, if in a religion women are seen as second class, that should be a risk factor that is assessed with it. And it's being ignored. Women in this country, we are a Western country. All women in this country, regardless of your religion, should have a voice. And at this moment in time, our voices are being silenced. Why should it take a girl to be raped in a HMO? Why should it take a woman in our group to be assaulted, punched by a man for people to listen? We shouldn't be attacked for people to stand together and say this is wrong. So when you see something, you need to call it out. You need to start protecting women in this community. We're sick of doing it ourselves, okay? I know men are scared. They don't want to be seen as far right. They don't want to get arrested. They don't want to lose their jobs. But they've got you by the short and curlies. And I'm telling you, if you don't stick up for us, more of us are going to get hurt. And I am not going to see that happen on these streets. I'm not going to see this beautiful town get destroyed and become the next Luton. Now our next speaker is a woman of courage, conviction and strength. Tanya has never been afraid to stand up for women and children, even when it came at a personal cost to her, which she may tell you about. She's always been willing to speak for those without a voice and stand firm in what she believes in. Please give a warm welcome to Tanya. She's my sister. Oh, younger sister. All right, okay. Can you all hear? Good, because you're going to hear me a lot more now. So yeah, last time I got up here, I gave a speech and I got suspended for it. But do you know what? I don't care. Then I went back to work, got suspended again. So what did I do? I went and got another job. Thank you. And I will not keep my mouth shut. Is that really squeaky?
Why should you?
I will not keep my mouth shut when innocent women and children are getting hurt. Because it's in my heart, like it is many other people's here, that we fight for the innocents. And you don't give up. So those of you that are stuck in a job where they're trying to make you go against your heart, get out. Because let me tell you, if you do that, you're a good person. If you choose to ignore it, then you ain't. So only last week, one of our own women was attacked by one of these men. And when the truth started coming out, the response from some people was not outrage, not support, not accountability, it was intimidation. Attempts to threaten, pressure and silence those speaking out began immediately. That tells you everything you need to know, doesn't it? People who are innocent do not fear the truth. People who value justice do not try to bury it. But the moment intimidation tactics are used, the mask slips. It becomes clear that protecting reputations matters more to them than protecting women and children. Women all over this world, including the women of Braintree, are done being silenced. We're done being told to stay quiet to make others comfortable. So all the women here, I want to hear your voices and I want to hear them now, loud and proud. We are strong. We may not be physically strong like a man, but we have got strength inside us that no one will ever have. No, you can't. Be quiet. I'm a woman, I've got this, and you can be quiet. We are done watching others close ranks around abusive behaviour. While demanding victims and witnesses keep their heads down and be quiet so the perpetrators can have their voice. No amount of threats, bullying, harassment or pressure will stop the truth being spoken. Every attempt to silence women only strengthens our resolve to speak louder. Oh yes! And let's be absolutely clear, anyone who tries to suppress the truth is complicit in it. Yes. Anyone who pressures others into silence is enabling violence and abuse against women and children. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to do this. Yeah, all right. You do not get to stand on the sidelines pretending you're neutral while actively helping protect harmful behaviour. History remembers the people who spoke out, and it remembers the people who tried to silence them. Women in this town will not back down, will we? Yes! And women in this town will not stay silent, will we? No! truth makes certain people uncomfortable. So, women again, I want to hear your voices, and I want to hear in the loudest you've ever shouted, and I want to hear it now. Don't you ever give up. We will not be intimidated on our streets. We have enough to fear from our own. So every time you walk out, you straighten your crowns and you remember who you are, and you carry on protecting the innocents as well, because they're our future, and we're doing this for them. Thank you for listening, everyone. Have a great day. Well done. I also wanted to ask people to take the knee today, but I think it's a bit too hot. But I want people to raise their hands. Raise their hands for Lee Heath, for Rhiannon White, and for Henry. We are not going to be silent. We are not going to look away. We are going to stand up for those who are the voiceless. Every person that's lost their life, every person that's been raped or sexually assaulted by men that should have never been here in the first place. Now, before I move on to our next speaker, I just want to say about some dates for people in their diary. This will come out later. So Thursday the 25th of June at 6:30 p.m. will be the next women's only event. The location will be put out later, but that is the next women's only event. We then have another event that takes place, which is called Braintree Together. It's hosted at a very good local venue by a man that is not afraid to protect people. And he won't be silenced, and he won't have no lefties having a go at him. He doesn't care, because he's standing up for the people in his town. The last time we held that event, we actually had people come who couldn't come to the protest because they were scared about losing their job, and they were able to have conversations, ask questions, and people just felt a togetherness. There was a wide variety of different people, different colours, different religion. It was people who just were coming together and saying no to this. So if anyone wants to come to that event, that will be on Saturday the 27th of June from 4 till 8 p.m.
Come and see us, come and say hello.
And our next protest will be Saturday the 11th of July, 1 to 3 p.m. Please come. Please tell your family, tell your friends, tell anyone that you want to about that event. Saturday the 11th of July. Our next speaker is the Wethersfield OG. He's a former lefty. His name is Dave Price. Okay? He likes to say he's still a lefty. He's not. He's central. Okay? Because he doesn't want the base. But this man was protesting at the very beginning outside the base, and he was ignored. But Dave is here today. He's going to speak briefly about some of his concerns.
Right, very quickly, just like to thank everybody for coming. Bottom line is, I'm fed up with it. I actually think the place should be at least locked up. They should be locked up, not allowed out. Yes! They've not been properly screened. That's still not happening, despite a lot of government reports. And you know, we also have to remember, it's not just this generation who are coming across in boats. Lee Rigby, killed by two people who had immigrant parents. If we look at the killer, I should say, of these beautiful young girls in Southport, yeah, he didn't come from abroad, he wasn't a migrant, but his parents were. If we have a look at a number of the most significant incidents that have been going on in terms of terrorism, let alone sexual violence towards women, there is a clear history of things happening even in the next generation. And what really peeves me off, okay, but just had you wished, as I would say.
Hey!
As a health worker, or ex-health worker, I am disgusted at the fact that a resident of Wethersfield who sexually assaulted a nurse on duty is still allowed to roam free in the streets of this country. Nothing happened other than a little softy community order. I think the time is now to say enough is enough, lock them up until they've been properly screened and cleared. And part of that is, if you don't come with the proper documentation, how can we screen you? I say, stick them in the boat and put them back. That's the bottom line. Okay, thanks everybody.
Stand on that.
Anybody? It seems I've been too quick. I've told to keep it short. But I think the important thing is, as well, is we are coming up to the 3rd anniversary. The 3rd anniversary is on the 12th of July. 3 years we've had it up there. 3 years, whatever government's been in power, they've done nothing to look at closing it down. I'm a bit disappointed with reform, because they're suggesting that perhaps they should be shifted out to, is it Whittam? Because at least Wethersfield and the like, we voted for reform. But I say, what's the point? They need to be held in secure accommodation. And we have to thank, by the way, the Conservatives, because they actually closed down about 6,000 or 7,000 secure beds in various asylum centres that were around. So, you know, so far I've yet to find a political party that really means they're going to do something about it. Thank you.
Come on, baby. Even though I'm a West Ham
Run off
fan.
and left him.
On
You're
that
West Ham.
note,
Yeah.
I really want to say that we need to get organised. We need to vote. Look what happened in the local councillor elections here. In my ward alone, it was up 44% on turnout for votes for councillors. Can you imagine what's going to happen when it's actually a general election? So you need to get people you know voting. All those people that go, it doesn't make a difference. Well, mate, if you don't vote, you can't complain. You have to get out there, you have to vote, you have to hold people to account, you have to do freedom of information requests. Remember, these people are elected by you. They work for you. They're paid for by you. So get out, vote, get people you know voting, talk. If you're not political, get political. This is not going to change unless we all come together and we express what is happening and what we're feeling. I think that we've had a great turnout today. I always say it's quality, not quantity. And there is a lot of brave people standing here, a lot of brave people that are watching from home. That is how I feel, but I'm not quite brave enough to join yet. And that's okay. If you're a lefty, like they change your mind, we will welcome you with open arms. Everybody is allowed an opinion, but what we can agree on is that none of us want women or children to be hurt. Regardless of your political views, we just want to live in a country that we're proud of, that's safe, and that we just want to be happy living in. Quality of life is really not good for us at the moment. People I speak to are depressed, they're sad, they're low, men are being emasculated, and women are feeling silenced. So I'd like to give everyone here a massive round of applause for turning up on a very hot, sunny day. Also, this lady here, Karen, she is one of the ladies that runs a coffee morning for the community at Yummy's. So every Monday from 9 AM, women and men are welcome. It's just a little chance for people to get together, have a little chat, have a discussion, and to just feel that community spirit which we don't have anymore. So if anyone is free on a Monday, that's at Yummy's from 9 AM.
Come and say hello to us.
Yes, they will have pink, what are they called? High vises, sorry, I forgot the
Come and
words
say
then.
hello.
But yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody. We did have some other planned speakers today, Bays and Bougie, but she couldn't make it. And we did have some guys coming from Scotland, but I think they've had some difficulty getting here. But remember, everyone across the country is feeling the same way that you do. If anyone wants to speak to me at the end, or you want to message me about incidences or how you're feeling, please do. My inbox is always open, and as a community we really need to come together to unite. But thank you all for today. Please stay and have a chat. Thank you to Essex Police as well for supporting us today. You have nothing to fear of our protests, they will always be peaceful. We don't want violence, we're here to exercise our right of freedom of speech. So thank you all and take care.
I'll put these in time out,